Guys, what's going on? Today's episode I got why pushing fitness onto others backfires. And the reason why I'm making this video is because there's so many lifters out there who they finally start getting into the gym, start putting on some muscle, feeling good about themselves, and they'll go to public events. People will start noticing, the progression they made, and all of a sudden they start preaching to other people why they should start lifting and why they should embark a similar lifestyle that they did. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with this because it has good intentions behind it. Intentions are very important. However, from my experience, from analyzing others, it does backfire a lot of the times. I'm going to discuss why, and I'm going to discuss what you want to do instead, as opposed to trying to push fitness onto others, because there is a better approach. Okay, so for a quick background, I used to be one of those guys too. When I first started building muscle, I would try to share the message of the benefits of fitness and how it's going to really help you out, this and that. And if you see me on social media preaching it, that's different because I'm not addressing it directly at one person. I'm talking to a broad audience. I'm talking more in the scope of you're out in public, you got one person in front of you and you're trying to basically convert them into the fitness lifestyle and why it often doesn't work. So first things first is to understand that people are going to do whatever they want, and you can never force somebody into training. You could have a very overweight friend and you guys could be very close. Just because you lift weights doesn't mean you could tell them whatever you want, all the benefits. You give them 100 benefits right now, it's not going to make a difference. And the reason why is because some people, they're just not at that point in their life where it's that urgent to them. There could be a lot of reasons why they're scared of lifting, or they're very hesitant about it. And I can make separate videos about this, but one reason I could give you is some people feel like a lot of junk food is their escape, and they don't want to have to sacrifice that escape for the sake of fitness because they just like the junk food that much. Like, there could be so many deeply rooted psychological reasons why someone doesn't want to eat well and train. But first of all, like I said, understand you can't save everybody. You shouldn't want to necessarily save everybody either, because everybody's on this path on their own timelines, and some people may pick up fitness later on, and that's cool. And I personally feel like just pushing it onto them isn't really the best approach, right? So the question is, what is a better approach? What's an approach that I've taken more of and I've seen a lot more success with as more of a byproduct, as more of a side effect, not even with the intention of trying to convert people into fitness, but more so just doing what I do. So my approach is I really like leading by example. And I like that because, one, it's a lot less invasive. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do. I'm just doing what I do. It's PG.Coaching. I train people. I train myself. I do it online. I do it in person. And that's basically it. And if you want to join, if you want to come on board, you could ask some questions if you want. If not, it's perfectly fine. And I'm not even going to mention it. And I feel like when you have an approach like that, even if you're not even a coach, even if you're just like some lifter, jacked, even if you're just someone who goes to the gym recreationally and it's not even your full identity, it's not even a huge part of your life, but you go train in the gym, 3-4 days a week, just the fact that you lead by example, you could be a barber, but the fact that you're like a nice and fit barber, the fact that you went the extra mile to go to the gym, it shows a little bit of something. It shows that you didn't have to do that, but you decided to do it. And on a very subconscious level, when you walk into that barbershop, other barbers may notice, oh wow, this person's in great shape. And you don't have to start preaching, oh yeah, well, it's good for your health, X, Y, and Z. You could just keep going about your day. I promise you that's going to have a lot more impact. And if it doesn't have impact, it doesn't really matter anyways, because you don't have the highest expectations. You're not trying to convert everybody and push them into the fitness direction anyways. So I feel like when you do that, it's way less invasive, like I said. And one day, if somebody asks you, hey, what do you do? Like, what do you train? Where do you train at? What's your diet like? Now the dynamics are a lot different because they're asking you. And when they're asking you, then you could step in and say, okay, this is what I do. Maybe we could get a session in together, whatever the case is. And those are the types of dynamics I like better. It's when you're not really chasing it so much. It's when it comes to you, you're more so attracting it as opposed to telling people, you know, what they should do. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So that's basically what I got for you guys today. Short and sweet, but I just had to get off my chest because I've been getting a lot less, you know, weight on my shoulders from taking on this approach. You know, I walk into public places and I don't feel the need to try to be all preachy about the whole fitness lifestyle. It's something I do. I also have other stuff going for me too, you know, like I play chess, but fitness, however, is a very big part of my life. I'm not going to deny that. However, just trying to preach onto people, I've seen so many, you know, negative experiences with that. And I just don't think it really works. So I'm saving you guys a lot of the trouble. Lead by example. If people come to you and they ask you questions, that gives you the green light to start, you know, giving them, you know, some free game, maybe invite them to a session, and it's all good from there. So I want to know in the comment section below, what are your experiences with this? Have you been following this approach without even knowing about the approach? Have you just been leading by example and that's it? If so, how has it been working for you? And how has it worked for you if you have ever tried pushing fitness onto people, pushing fitness onto your friends, pushing it onto your family? Because I guarantee you it probably hasn't worked that well. So see you guys soon, and ciao.